Thanks for joining us, everybody. We are live here from the KFVS Digital News Desk. As we get started here, we want to introduce you. Nate Bowersock is with the Missouri Department of Conservation. Nate, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, doing fine. Glad to have you here. Yeah, just real quick, we're going to see if I can't find it here real quick. I meant to lead it out with this, but we have we received from a viewer a video of a bear in their backyard, according to the viewer, and so we are uh, here today to take a look then at what folks can do if they see a site like this. Now, this is certainly something that's going to get your attention. Going to be probably come as quite a shock to you if you see this in your backyard. But Nate, what is the standard procedure look like? You see something like this, just what do you do?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, I think the first thing just to open with is, Missouri is black bear country, and folks still don't always realize that we do have black bears, here in Missouri, especially the southern half of the state. And so, it's good always to just be aware that a bear could be just about anywhere, especially those areas that have lots of forested area. So if you do happen to be one of those lucky few to actually see a black bear in the wild, or in this case, walking through your backyard, the big thing is just, stay calm. Being overly excited can rile up these animals. And so the big thing is to stay calm, make sure there's plenty of space between you and this animal. And, if the fact that, you're taking, whoever was taking this video is from their house, it's important to stay within your house. If you're, say, in your car or whatnot, and you're trying to get out to go in the house, well, it might be best to just stay in the protection of your car until the bear moves on. Most cases, bears are not a danger to people. They're just looking for food. And, this time of the year, there's lots of fruit out there that bears are looking to eat. And so really what's going on is likely a bear's just looking for the next meal it needs, and likely will just move on from one place to the next. So as long as you give that bear space, everyone will be happy in these situations.
Is this something that we're seeing more of? You mentioned, of course, that maybe it's not well known that this is black bear country, but is this a growing population? Is this something folks may keep more top of mind? Here KFVS, we have reported earlier in the year from Bloomfield there was a sighting down there. Yeah, is this something increasing, or what do we see there as far as trends go, I guess?
Yeah, no, great question. And yeah, our black bear population is growing and expanding across the state. So, this past year, we estimated about 900 black bears in the state, and with a growing the population growth rate about 9%. So if you figure in about 10 years, the population is likely to double if it continues on this trajectory. So that's a very healthy growth rate. Our population, we is doing well, and we're, the heart of bear country in Missouri is in the southern part of the state, like I mentioned. But as you move up the I-44 corridor, we're starting to see more bears heading up north around Lake of the Ozark. We have plenty of sightings each year on St. Louis, and then even north of the river, we're starting to get more sightings of bear activity north of the Missouri River. So our population is doing well, and we expect it to continue to grow, just because there's so many great resources here in Missouri for them.
All right. And all of that in mind, of course, I imagine folks, of course, want to be safe, want to be protective of their animals, all those sorts of things. Is there are bears known to cause any threats to pets, livestock, those sorts of things? What do we see there?
Yeah, the biggest cause of conflict between humans and bears is when bears are looking for food and people have unsecure, unnatural foods out there. So, for example, your bird feeders. I'm a birder myself. I love having bird feeders out there and fill it full of seed, but that's a great food source for a bear. Those seeds are really high in protein and fat, and so that could attract a bear to your property. Or if you feed your dogs outside, leaving that food out there could attract bears. So it's really important that you make sure you contain those food sources. If you know a bear is in the area, if you have bird feeders, we'd really encourage you to take those down until the bear's out of the area. Or if you feed your pets, it's fine to feed them outside. Just make sure you bring that food bowl in. or if you have livestock or, say like chickens or whatnot, that pet feed or that, that food you give your livestock, definitely make sure it's in a locked container or something with that's a building that's hard to get into. Or we even encourage people to utilize electric fencing. It can be a fairly inexpensive tool to really keep bears out, and we're really finding that electric fencing can be a really great tool to deter bears from getting into food and then getting into conflict with humans.
All right. One thing I feel like it may be prudent to ask about as well is that for folks that may be a little bit, well, more aggressive in their approach, right, to dealing with a bear. What are as far as taking shots at it, it's something like that, uh, basically, yeah, trying to shoot a bear. What are the regulations around that in Missouri that people need to be aware of?
Yeah, there's some good things here. So one thing is, if you do have a bear that's frequenting your property, and it's as much as it's definitely good to keep yourself safe, keep close to your house and your car or whatnot. But at the same time, it's good to make lots of noise. Bears don't like loud noises. So if you're in your car honking your horn, if you're in your house clapping, or if you can get a pot and pan and banging on those really loud noises, bears just really don't like that. In most cases, they'll take off. As far as, if things take the next turn, if say a bear's getting into your chicken coop or whatnot, you do have the right to protect your livestock. So you can protect if a bear is actively attacking your animals. You have the right to protect them. But if a bear's just hanging out on your property, the most you can do is yell and shout at it, or give us a call here at MDC. We have a whole group of staff between our protection agents or a whole team of damage biologists who are trained to work with animals that are frequenting around people's houses. And we'd really encourage people to go through that step than trying to take means into their own hands.
All right. Anything else today to mention before we wrap up? Anything else that folks need to know?
Yeah, the big thing is, that for more information about bears, go to the MDC website, mdc.mo.gov. If you just type in the search bar bears, there's a lot of great information about how to be bear aware. So how to be aware of, bears in your area. And we're also a bear-wise state. Meaning we're part of a national organization that works on living responsibly with bears. And so even if you go to bearwise.org, you can find a lot of really great information there to figure out how you can secure food sources that might attract a bear, so that you can enjoy a viewing of a bear without the concern of conflict between you and the animal.
All right. Nate Bowersock, he is with the Missouri Department of Conservation. He's a black bear biologist there. Nate, thank you so much for being here today with us. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and reach out anytime.
All right. To our audience as well, thank you all for tuning in. Stick around. More local news live just around the corner.